we both of our schools have a lot of pride. We have a lot of respect for each other, but we also realize it's a fun and heated rivalry, and it's going to be a fun game on Saturday.
They're fast. I don't care if it's 21, 24, 6 running the ball. They run really fast.
We're just gonna come out like a regular game. We're not worried about none of the rankings or any of that. We're just gonna play our best game, and I think that's when we play the best.
The old football saying, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And they've got some real Jimmies and Joes, on both sides of the ball, and they've had them now for a few years.
We like playing these guys. It's a fun environment. It's fun on the field. There's some heated discussions on the field always, but that's what makes college football fun, and that's what makes this rivalry so fun.
I'm kind of excited to watch us play now when we're kind of playing with house money here a little bit. We've brought what we brought, and we got what we needed to get, and now we get to go play and have fun playing the game the way I think we know we're capable of playing. And so.
Welcome back to Husky Stadium. I'm Taylor Soper, sports multimedia producer at The Daily.
I'm Kevin Dowd, Husky football analyst for The Daily.
And we're here on Wednesday afternoon as the Huskies are behind us at Husky Stadium, preparing for the big game this Saturday.
Yep.
The number 6 Oregon Ducks visit Husky Stadium on Saturday night at 7:30, which should be finally a good competitive game, or at least the Huskies will hope so, Husky fans will hope so. Oregon's coming in number 6 in the country. The Huskies haven't beaten Oregon in 7 years. All those games have been Oregon wins by 20 or more. Will this year be any different, do you think?
Ben, the Huskies are in better position this year to at least make it competitive than they have been in a while. I could definitely see the streak of the 20-point victories come to an end. Whether or not the Huskies are ready to actually hang with Oregon for 4 quarters and stick with that fast-paced offense, we'll see on Saturday. But I think they're definitely in a better position this year than they have been in a long time.
So what exactly about Oregon? I mean, we all know they're fast, they're athletic, but specifically, what should the Huskies on defense be most worried about?
I think the main thing that the Husky defense is going to have to be concerned with this week is just sort of maintaining their gaps. It's playing good, disciplined defense. That's Oregon. Obviously, they're fast and they play fast, and the main goal of that speed a lot of the time just to catch the defense out of position, catch the defense tired. And Oregon also does a lot of their damage in the second half once defenders start getting worn down. So, Alameda Thomas, 330 pounds, big guy. Once third quarter, if he takes one play off as far as his gap up the middle, then Michael James is gone for a 70-yard touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the main thing, I think, is maintaining discipline and keeping up with Oregon.
So while Oregon's had a great offense over the years, the Huskies have looked pretty decent this year. Last week in the win over Arizona, it was Chris Polk setting all those records. The games before that, it was Keith Price kind of surprising everyone with his skill. Price or Polk, who's going to have more of an impact against the Ducks?
With the way the Huskies offense have been playing, definitely got the potential for a shootout on Saturday. And I would say Chris Polk, every game this year, has done pretty much the same thing. He's been consistent. He's come out and he's got his yards. He's got his touchdowns. So I would say that Price is going to be the bigger difference maker on Saturday, just because if he plays well, and then they know Polk's going to come in playing well, then it just sort of gives them the balance that they're going to need to be able to stick with Oregon on the scoreboard.
Oh yeah.
So I'd probably say Price in that situation.
I think that's a fair. If Polk comes out with his usual quiet 100-yard game, and if he shows his hands like he did last game against Arizona, and Price shows up, I think they definitely have a chance as far as what we've seen so far this year.
And then on the flip side of that, though, if Polk does come out flat, or if Oregon's able to slow him down, I think that's probably a pretty good signifier that Oregon's going to run away with it. So he's probably more important, but Price has the ability to be a bigger impact.
Right. It seems like the Huskies really have to be on all cylinders if they want to have any chance at this game.
For sure.
And with that, it's actually also going to be senior night. So last game at Husky Stadium for the seniors. Who has impressed you most out of that senior class this year?
This year, Court Dennison's a name that really jumps out to me, just with the departure of Mason Foster and Victor Iowa to the NFL after last year.
Right.
He's sort of holding down that linebacking core, and they've had their rough spots. Obviously, Stanford wasn't their best game, but he's really done a good job of keeping that defense together. He's leading the team in tackles, forced a couple of turnovers. He's just been a really good presence there. And another name that I'd like to talk a little bit about is Eric Folk, the kicker.
Right.
So kicker obviously doesn't get the headlines that much and doesn't get that much attention, but I think it's tough to overstate the importance of the UW's 2 victories over USC in the last 2 seasons, and obviously he hit the game-winning kick in both of them. I think it's pretty fair to say that the Huskies might not be where they are right now without Eric Folk.
Oh, for sure. And while it's going to be the seniors last night at Husky Stadium, it's going to be this last night at Husky Stadium for the fans, coaches, everyone involved. after the Oregon game is going to be renovated, and so last game at Husky Stadium, kind of, before they start the renovations. What is so special about this stadium, and do you have like a special memory or one game that really sticks out to you that you've been to or seen on TV?
Man, I mean, I've been coming to games here since I was 5 years old with my dad. It's been a pretty big part of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Probably my favorite memory would be the 2003 Apple Cup, Corey Williams touchdown catch to take the lead, 2019 in that one.
Not the USC upset in 09. That was a big.
That's up there too. But yeah, it's a pretty special building. It's one of the better venues in college football to watch a game at.
Oh yeah.
Got the lake, just a beautiful spot, and I'm excited to see what it looks like in a couple of years.
Oh yeah, and it's for sure gonna be loud this Saturday as the Ducks come in to visit. Let's hear what some other fans out in the tailgate land in E1 think about Husky Stadium, and maybe there's some of their favorite memories.
It's the house. It's the house. We're the occupants.
And it's just an old traditional place, you know. It's a relic. It's awesome.
Tradition, beautiful stadium that needs a remodel.
I love our section. We've been in it for a few years now. The only section on the south side that still stands. We're not ever going to move out of this section.
We're sad that the student section is getting moved. Yeah, we're not in it. But we're not in it. Like, but it is sad.
Sad for the students because I think that's an unfortunate thing, having the students being moved where they are.
Get rid of that track. Looking forward to that.
You know, where are they going to run the helmet mobile going by the sidelines? Like, I'm going to miss that. And then like certain games where the crew team comes by and they do their thing, like stuff like that. There's a lot of movement around the tracks that happens outside of the game. But it's certainly going to be a better game experience with people are going to be closer, they're going to be louder. It's time for that to happen.
Oh, excited.
What do you think will be the best part about that?
Tile in the bathroom.
The off the foot Arizona game a couple years ago. Yeah, that was good.
I remember the '81 game when I was a freshman when they had 40-mile-an-hour winds that closed both the floating bridges, and the stadium sold out, but only about 2/3 of the people could actually make it, and it was like so windy, and students and everybody had their like garbage bags on for cover. And then when we took the lead, the garbage bags got taken off, and they just kind of swirled around the stadium. That was one of my favorite memories.
Well, USC was awesome. Yeah, that was definitely a good one. Yeah, fell off and cracked my knee on the running to get on the field. That was a good time.
USC game. Double overturn against OSU. That was good. Oh, that was good too. And the Cal game in 2010, that was where we won. It was our senior year. Yeah, that was good too.
Kai Ellis making a sack or an interception in the Wazoo game. That was another good one.
2009 USC game, rushing the field, running up, giving Chris Bulk a hug, stuff like that. And then the other big game in Husky Stadium, 2000 Miami, just how loud the place was. Like the upper deck was shaking, it was out of control.
Miami, Washington, Nebraska, Washington. Anytime we beat Oregon.
So last game at Husky Stadium before the renovation, members of the 91 National Championship team will be here. Senior night game, the bitter rivals from the South, the Ducks coming up. What's the pick? Who's going to win this game?
You're getting me all excited now for Saturday, Taylor. I see this one sort of playing out a lot like most of Oregon's games do, where the Huskies can sort of stick around with them for a half, maybe a little more than a half. But ultimately, I think Oregon's speed, their athletes, are just going to pull away from the Huskies. Got to make a pick. I'm going to say Oregon 45, Washington 35.
Okay, pretty close there, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think, regardless. It should be a good one. Last game at Husky Stadium under the lights. And we'll be here after the game, close to midnight, probably again, just like last week against Arizona. So, number 6 Oregon versus Washington, 7:30 Saturday night, Husky Stadium. We'll see you there.